Okay, so we've been getting a lot of questions from teenagers.
We have.
Which we love. And here's one of my favorites from Shauna. She says, I live at home with my older sister who's always yelling at me. Yesterday I used up the last of the bread because there was nothing else to eat, and she came home and flipped out saying I was selfish and that everything was always about me. So unfair. What do I do? Help. There's like 10 exclamation points. So, you know, she really means it.
That's a lot of exclamation points.
We need your help.
Yeah. All right, well, we are here to help, Shauna. You know, this gives me an opportunity to talk about one of the coolest things about the art of persuasion rhetoric, and that has to do with framing. You've probably heard that word, like framing the issues. Politicians are always talking about framing them. What do they mean by that? Well, framing is like building this sort of box around an issue that defines the issue as your own. What are we talking about? We're talking about bread and your sister. Well, one of the greatest ways to annoy your sister and at the same time look like the grown-up in the room is to frame the issue. The way to do that is to say, is this really about bread? Is this really about food? And then this is the killer. You say, are you okay? Be really sympathetic, you know, like, you know, are you all right? Is there something going on? You know, what that can do, first of all, probably just drive her crazy, and you better be ready to duck.
Drive me crazy.
But at the same time, this is a great way to sort of get used to this idea of framing. And one of the first principles of framing is to say, this issue isn't the way you've defined it. This issue is the way I've defined it. This is what the issue is really about. Or, if you don't know what the issue is really about, simply move it off her territory and ask. So say, all right, is this really about bread? Is a way of saying, this is not about bread. And are you okay is really a way of saying, you're in a really bad mood and you probably had a fight with your boyfriend or something, and so get it off your chest, but just not on me, you know? So meanwhile, let me eat my sandwich in private and go away. But, you know, but framing an issue is very important because a lot of people will simply accept what the other person has brought up as the subject, and then argue that when it's really, it's almost like fighting someone from a trench when they're up above. You want the higher ground. And one of the greatest ways to do that is to redefine the issue, reframe it by saying, this isn't about this, is it? This is about that. This may be about something else. And expressing deep, deep sisterly concern for your sibling is a great way to make her just want to kill you, which is always a good goal in a sibling rivalry argument.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's it. That's framing. We'll be talking more about that in the months to come.
All right. If you have your own burning persuasion questions, you can either ask them in the comments below or go straight on over to ArgueLab.com where we will answer your questions directly. I'm Christina Fox of ArgueLab. This is Jay Heinrichs. Bye.
No, it isn't. It's just contradiction.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It is not.